Few bits and pieces for you this hour, Veronica, from the desk. Media's a little bit quiet at the moment, but we're always looking for more contributions. As we keep saying, reporting restrictions imposed in Iran mean we are relying heavily on the new media to get our information, and in a moment I'm going to explain a little bit more about that. We're not the only ones, you know. The US government, very tech-savvy at the moment, and is using that knowledge to speak directly to Iranians. And we'll also look at some of your views, lots of comments coming in. We'll look at those in a moment. As I said, what I want to do is explain really how the desk works here, because we are very, very heavily relying on new media. Specifically, first and foremost, I must stress, your media and your views, both on the Al Jazeera website, either sending in video from Iran if possible, or anyone around the world sending in their views. But, you know, we're collating a whole lot of stuff here as well. We're putting in calls to our sources in Tehran. We, of course, have to look at Iranian government, press TV from Iran. We have to use those things as well for that side of the story as well, because it is a very important side as well. And then we're looking at things like Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. They're very much supplementary. Because you can't verify these things, you're never really sure who's writing what, but clearly it's playing a very big role, and we do monitor those because some of what we see there does correlate with some of the protests and things we see on the street. So new media, really important to us here at the desk, and it seems important to those at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the White House as well. Now, there was a media conference. You would have seen this in the news with Veronica a little bit earlier, that media conference, Barack Obama at the White House. But there was one question in particular which was really, really interesting. The president taking a question via a blog called the Huffington Post, very, very influential blog, the Huffington Post. And they were taking questions from Iran through the Huffington Post journalist who was there. Have a listen to this. We'll talk in a moment.
I know that you and all across the internet, we've been seeing a lot of reports coming directly out of Iran. I know that there may actually be questions from people in Iran who are communicating through the internet. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to use this opportunity to ask you a question directly from an Iranian. We solicited questions last night from people who were still courageous enough to be communicating online, and one of them wanted to ask you this. Under which conditions would you accept the election of Ahmadinejad? And if you do accept it without any significant changes in the conditions there, isn't that a betrayal of what the demonstrators there are working towards?
Well, look, we didn't have international observers on the ground. We can't say definitively what exactly happened at polling places throughout the country. What we know is that a sizable percentage of the Iranian people themselves, spanning Iranian society, consider this election illegitimate.
I don't know, we probably want to look more into that at some stage, because I think that's possibly unprecedented in certainly White House history. A president taking a question from the person in Iran via a blog, a very influential blog, as I said, but a blog nonetheless. New media really making its presence known in the White House. And then it went on as well. I'm going to show you some websites here. Where are we? whitehouse.gov. Now, on the front page, Iran, well, it's pictures of Barack Obama, but it takes precedence on the front page. And where it says watch the video, when you click in there, this is really interesting because you get a segment on Iran. It's 3 minutes long. It is subtitled in Farsi. You scroll down, you get the transcript in English, you get the transcript in Persian, and right at the bottom of the page there's a link where you can click to an Arabic translation as well. So it really is the White House speaking directly to Iranians in their own language. The question, of course, though, is how many of them can see it. Because internet access is so tough at the moment in Iran, you wonder how many people in Iran are actually getting to see this. But certainly a big push by the White House on the new media front to speak directly to the Iranian people. That's all we've got for you for the desk for the moment. We're back in the news hour at 0900 GMT with another update. So we'll see you then for that.